Hi, and welcome to a quick teaching tip on how to use learning objectives to plan teaching activities. Traditionally, we plan an activity and hope that the students get something out of it. But let's see what happens if we flip the script and first think about where we want students to be at the end, and then plan our teaching activity. Starting at the end will help you to begin better. I think about learning objectives this way. Whenever I teach anything, I imagine that there's someone outside of the room taking an exit poll, asking people, "What did you learn in there?" My hope is that my students answer something that's pretty close to my learning objectives. Let's take an example. Let's say that we're teaching about sexual health. If we want our students to learn information about STDs and contraception, then we have a knowledge objective. You're probably pretty familiar with that. To achieve it, we can give a lecture, but we also have to measure it. An objective without a way to measure it is half an objective. With a lecture, we can measure with something like a quiz. But if what we want is that our students learn how to take a sexual history, that's a skills objective. And then we have to plan a teaching activity like taping the students while they take sexual histories from their patients and measuring this by whether they've covered all of the relevant areas. And finally, if we want our students to become more comfortable talking about sex with their patients, that's an attitude objective. If that's our objective, we can have our students interview a simulated patient, focusing on a discussion of their experience of taking the history. Same content area, but you can see that different objectives lead to different teaching activities. Using measurable learning objectives helps us to constantly evaluate how our teaching is going. Sometimes, if our students are not achieving our objectives, we think it's them. But it may be that we have to adjust our teaching activities. And it's not just for lectures. We can use objectives to plan all of our teaching, whether it's in a small group, teaching rounds, or one-on-one supervision. So give it a try. No matter what and how you're teaching, starting at the end will help you to begin better.